Hello and welcome to third grade. My name is Mrs. Iddings and I will be your third grade teacher this year. A little bit about me: I completed my undergrad program through Millersville University and I just graduated with my master's in May from Cal U. This is my fourth year teaching third grade at Tri-C. I have two cats named Mia and Carson. Mia is on the left and Carson is on the right. And in my free time, I love to read and of course go shopping at Target. Some expectations that the students will be expected to follow at Tri-C are the Tri-C 3, which they know means being responsible, respectful, and safe. By doing that, they will earn blue tickets. They need to earn 10 blue tickets to be a part of the monthly incentive. As long as they earn those 10 tickets, they will be able to participate. Some of those incentives are things like a glow party or something like eating a popsicle with your lunch outside. So as long as they get those 10 tickets, they will get to participate in whatever the reward is for that month. Inside the classroom, we do a lot of dojo. If they're doing what they need to be doing, if they are setting an example, things like that, they will get dojo points. And then with the dojo points, they can use them to cash in for different prizes and rewards in the classroom. When the whole class is doing something awesome, I will give out little mini erasers, and then the student gets to choose what they do with that. They can either choose to keep that mini eraser to use, or they can choose to put it into a jar. And then once that jar gets to a certain limit, once they can choose, the whole class gets to vote on a different reward. So the student can keep the eraser, or they can work together to get the jar filled so that they can pick a whole class reward too. Of course, we also give out the blue tickets in the classroom when students are following the Tri-C 3. So, how you earn dojo points could be things like signing up for dojo, bringing in hand sanitizer and Clorox wipes, bringing in headphones. If you are able to, we would really like to have headphones in the classroom. That way your student can utilize the headphones whenever we are able to use some form of technology in the classroom. That way they don't have to worry about bringing them back and forth from school. They can also earn dojo points by following the school expectations, doing their job, things like that. And on Tuesdays or Thursdays, depending on which group you are, the student can cash in their dojo points for different prizes or different rewards around the classroom. The mini erasers is for when the whole class is doing their job. So things like the whole class compliments, the whole class works together to earn golden trophies, things like that they all have to work together to earn. And then when the erasers reach a line in the jar, they'll get to vote on what kind of reward they want as a whole class. So the students, again, can choose to keep the eraser and use them themselves, which is perfectly fine, or they can choose to put it in the jar, and then once the jar's line gets filled, the students can vote on what kind of reward they want. There we go. All right, so homework. I don't assign any homework that students will have to complete and then bring back to school the next day. They are expected to do things like reading at home or practicing their spelling words or practicing their math facts, things like that. But there will be no formal paper pencil homework at home. However, if they have missing assignments, I do ask that they complete them at home. That way they are ready to go for the next day at school. Virtual learning days will look a little bit different. They obviously will have assignments to complete at home during their virtual learning days, but we will talk about that in a minute. Communication: the best way to communicate with me is dojo. That goes right to my phone, so I see that the quickest. And then just so that we can get everybody on dojo, when the whole class has a parent on dojo, we will have a popsicle party. The second best way to email or to communicate with me is through email. And then I typically am at school between 7:30 and 4:15. So those are the best hours to reach me between. Of course, I will try to respond as soon as possible if you do dojo me after those hours or before those hours. All right, so on the virtual learning days, students will be required to complete their classwork and attend necessary live lessons. Work during virtual days could be on Edmentum, which students know how to log into. They've done that previous years. or Study Island. Study Island is new. However, they log on to Study Island the same way that they log on to Edmentum. The only difference is that for Edmentum, when they log into Clever, they click the E. Now for Study Island, when they log into Clever, they will click the palm trees. Edmentum and Study Island are very, very similar. They just have different kind of activities. So virtual days could include things such as Edmentum and Study Island, as well as paper pencil work or work on Google Classroom. And I will always post on Dojo what their expected work is as well. So in order to find the work on Google Classroom, students have to be connected. So in a later slide, I will tell you our class code. That way you can get your students set up for our Google Classroom. Unfortunately, we can't have any birthday treats, but students are encouraged to bring in a snack for the afternoon. That way, they can focus better, they're not as hungry. They don't have to bring in a snack, but if they are feeling like they're hungry, they will be more than welcome to eat a snack if they need to. Students are also encouraged to bring their own water bottles to school each day. That way they aren't sharing germs at the water fountains. PSSAs, not really sure what those will look like this year. If we have them, of course, we'll talk more about them when the time comes, but typically in third grade, students complete math and ELA PSSAs, which typically occur in April or May. So again, once this time comes around, we will discuss more what this will look like. All right, there's a lot of information on this slide, but some of the things that I encourage you to do to get your student ready for the first day is getting them logged into Google Classroom. They log into Google Classroom the same way that they did it last year in second grade. If you need help, please send me a message. I will be more than happy to help you get logged onto Google Classroom. Next is our class code. Right here is our code, PYR2YKV. That is the code that you will need to get into our specific classroom to make sure that they're no longer in their second grade classroom, that they are in my Mrs. Idding's Google Classroom. That way they can see all of their work for their virtual days. I will post all of their work there. Sometimes their work could be, like we talked about earlier, could be paper pencil work, could be Edmentum work, could be Study Island work, or could be work right from Google Classroom. Student emails is the same as their computer login at school. So how they always log onto the computer, they should know that. But again, if they forget it, please send me a message and I will send it to you. Followed by @students.cdschools.org. So their login information, and then this at the end is their email to log into Google Classrooms. I also recommend that you set up a space for your child to be able to complete their virtual learning days at home. That way they can stay organized and kind of know where everything is for those days that they are online learning. If you are the A group, you will attend in-person school on Mondays and Tuesdays, and you will be online Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. If you are the B group, you will be online Monday and Tuesdays and Fridays, and be in person on Wednesdays and Thursdays. That means that the B group will be online for the first 2 days of school. So B group is online 24th and 25th, and then we'll be in person Wednesday, Thursday, which is the 26th and 27th. So again, if you have any questions about your group or any questions in general, please feel free to send me a message on Dojo. Some different things that we would like for our classroom this year are things like hand sanitizer, wipes, baby wipes, gallon-sized baggies, sandwich baggies, things like that. I really hope to have enough Clorox wipes or Lysol wipes so that way we can wipe down our desks every single day. So if you are able to donate any of those, we would really appreciate it. And students will get Dojo points for any materials that they are able to bring in to share with the class. So like I said, please reach out to me if you have any questions, and I am looking forward to meeting everybody. Have a great day.